Hello, welcome to Business Statistics. In this lecture, I will talk about comparison of two population means. A large construction company would like to expand its operation into a new geographic area. The company has narrowed down the choice of locations to two cities. A major consideration in deciding between the two cities will be the average hourly wage they must pay for general laborers. The company randomly selects laborers from each city and determines their hourly wage with the following results. Assume the population variances are approximately equal. So we have these results where for city A we took a sample of 20, and then the mean x bar is 7 and the standard deviation is 3. For city B, we took a sample of 20 and the mean is 8 and sample standard deviation is 2. So if you see, the sample sizes are small, which is less than 30, and the population variances are unknown. However, population variances are equal. So in this case, we will be using T statistic. So the first question is, calculate a 99% confidence interval for the difference in average hourly wage between city A and city B. Interpret the interval. So in such problems, the first step is to write our hypothesis. Our hypothesis H null would be mu A minus mu B should be equal to 0. This means there is no difference between wages for city A and city B. And the alternative would be mu A minus mu B not equal to 0. That means there is a difference in wages between city A and city B. So once we have this problem, we can go to Minitab Express. Let me go to Minitab Express. Go to statistics and then two sample. So two sample, we are doing a T test. So we will do T. Now if you see, I wanted to highlight one thing here. We don't have for two sample Z. The thing is, if we have a larger size sample also, we can use T here. So I will be using T. Now you see both samples are in one column. There is no sample in a column. Each sample in its own column, there is no sample in a column. We have a summarized data because we have a result. So I will select that, and then if you see, the sample size is 20 for each of them. So I will type 20. The sample mean is 7 and 8. So sample mean is 7, sample 2 mean is 8, sample standard deviation is 3 and 2. So I will do 3, 2. Now they are asking us to calculate 99% confidence interval. So I will go to options. So you see, the difference is sample 1 mean minus sample 2. Alternative is difference not equal to 0. That is what our mu A minus mu B not equal to 0. That is what our alternative hypothesis would be. Now confidence interval, I will say it's 99% and I will assume equal variances. So once I assume equal variances, click OK. I got this result. So I will so if you see, we are looking for if you see, the mu1 is the mean of sample 1, mu2 is the mean of sample 2, the difference is mu1 minus mu2, and we assume equal variances. So this is descriptive statistics for each of the samples. Sample 1 we took 20 and it's same as that of this table, if you see, except that they will give you the standard error also. So estimated difference, the difference between, that means mu1 minus mu2 is -1. Pooled standard deviation is 2.550, and now our question is we wanted to determine 99% confidence intervals, so it would be negative. So I will just copy this part. So our confidence interval is negative 3.186 and 1.186. So if you see this, the lower bound is negative 3.186 and the upper bound is 1.186. So our mu1 minus mu2, that is mu a minus mu b value will range between negative 3.186 and 1.186. So if you see, there is 0 in this value. So if you go into your number line, you will observe that the values will 0 will be between negative 3.186 and 1.186. So that means our null hypothesis is true. So I will type in here, since 0 is in the 99% confidence interval for difference. So it don't reject H null. So that's how we can do interpretation. So we will just look whether 0 is there or not. If 0 is there within that limit, we will say H null is true. If 0 is not there within that limit, we will say H null is not true. So the next thing is, we can also look at p-value. If you see p-value 0.2225. So you know that if we have a p-value less than alpha, so p-value less than alpha, we reject H null. So let's check our p-value from the Minitab Express. So that is 0.2225. Point 2225. Is it less than alpha? Is, if confidence interval is 99%, alpha would be 0.01. So is this statement true? 0.2 is 2225. Is it less than 0.01? This statement is false. So don't reject H null. So we can solve another problem. Now they are asking a significance level of 0.05. So again, our H null and H alternative would be same. However, I will go again to Minitab and to sample tstat. Again, I have a summarized data. So I will go to summarized data. Sample size is 20 and 20. So rather than going back, I will just see here and type in. For sample 1, the mean is 7 and 8. The sample standard deviation is 3, 2, and then options we have a 95% confidence interval and assume equal variances and click OK. So again, if you see, I will copy this here, and again you see our 95% confidence interval has negative and positive value, so 0 is within this limit, so we will say don't reject H null. So it's the same, since 0 is in the 95% confidence interval for difference, don't reject H null. So we can again look at the p-value. P-value is again 0.2225. So p-value, this is another way, right? P-value less than alpha. So 0.2225, is it less than now the significance level alpha is 0.05. So the question says that, right? Alpha is 0.05. Is it a true statement? This is a false. This statement is not true. So don't reject H null. So this concludes our lecture on comparison of population means using Minitab Express. Thank you.